This is WGN Television, Channel 9 in Chicago, your Chicago Cubs and White Sox baseball station.
The Illinois High School Association proudly presents another championship event. Your network hosts are Country Companies Insurance and the nearly 1,000 Country Companies agents in Illinois. And DeKalb Bank Research and the more than 750 local DeKalb dealers supplying Illinois farmers with quality hybrid seed.
Live from the Assembly Hall in Champaign-Urbana, March Madness continues with the girls Class AA basketball championship game. Welcome once again, basketball fans. I'm Frank Bissoni, working along with Jim Turpin and Ann Penstone, and it's hats and horns time at the Assembly Hall. It'll be one game. The final state champion will be crowned tonight, the girls Class AA. And Jim and Ann, what do you think will be the key to determining the victor in this one?
Not even going to ask us to pick a winner, are you?
Of course.
Oh, of course. First of all, I should tell him, Frank, that the third place game was won by Chicago Marshall, 66-37 over Niles West. So Marshall is in third place, Niles West in fourth, and now just two of them left. What do you think, Ann Penstone?
Well, the key to this game, according to both coaches, may be fatigue. They've both had the toughest routes in the tournament. Peoria Richwoods has been the giant killer, knocking off favorites Marshall and East St. Louis and doing just exactly what they thought they could do all year. Elk Grove has had a double overtime game and a one-point ball game. They're just glad to be in it at this point, and both of them are very deserving teams.
Of course, when you get down to the final two teams, obviously anything can happen, but it appears that Peoria Richwoods has had the tougher route to go with East St. Louis, Lincoln, and Marshall all in that same bracket.
Well, they've had the tougher talented teams, and I'm not sure the games have been that much tougher than what Elk Grove has faced. Basically, the key will probably be the front line of Peoria, which is much bigger than Elk Grove. Elk Grove's ability to stay out of foul trouble, and Elk Grove's speed versus the Peoria big line.
So what are you looking for? You're looking for an up-and-down game? You're looking for a little more pattern-type thing and slow down?
Peoria Richwoods is going to do what they've done all year. They're going to be patterned, poised, and do what they do best, come out of the 2-3 zone and play it to their advantage. They're not going to run and gun with Elk Grove because Elk Grove has the speed on them.
Who are some of the people we should listen for?
Of course, Kendra Gantt, the All-American 6'3" from Peoria Richwoods. She's an outstanding ball player. An excellent job was done on her by Marshall this afternoon. It'll be up to Elk Grove to stop her inside. You can't leave her alone, though, because you've got Allison Hart in the weak side, and a performance unbelievable this afternoon with Linda Martin. 14 points, 7 for 7 for the field to win it for Peoria Richwoods.
We're looking forward to it. Should be a real good ball game. A reminder now that one of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance. We're back at the Assembly Hall. This is Mary Kay Hungate, the coach at Peoria Richwoods. Well, it's all down to 2 now, Mary Kay.
It sure is. It's been an exciting tournament for us. You know, it's just a super feeling standing here tonight. It's just great.
I think that you've had a very, very tough way to go. That lower bracket was just loaded with highly touted teams, including East St. Louis, Lincoln, and, of course, Marshall. How is your ball club reacting? Are they physically tired?
A little bit. Not only were those other two teams tough, but they were both big physical teams, and we kind of took a beating underneath at times. But, you know, the momentum and just the excitement of being here, you don't even think about being tired. I hope they don't once the game's done.
You know, I was watching you last night on the bench. We weren't doing the game. I was just observing, and you appeared to be awfully calm. You didn't show much emotion. Are you all torn up inside?
Oh, I'm excited, but we talk about poise and staying calm all year, and if I do, they do, and that's what we got to do. We got to stay calm and just do what we do.
Okay, Mary Kay, good luck to you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Mary Kay Hungate, the coach at Peoria Richwoods, and if you'd like to step that way, Mary Kay, we'll bring in, this is the opposition. This is Marcia Gordon. Just talking to the opposition coach there, and we said when you're down to 2 like this, just about anything can happen.
I agree with her. Right now, we both have to play well to win. We know we both have to shoot well, rebound well, and really, you know, play a good overall game.
How is your ball club feeling? This is a very, very demanding tournament. Are they physically drained about now, or is it they got enough adrenaline going to keep them pumped up?
I don't think they realize they're tired yet. They're pretty loose right now. I hope they seem to be. They'll realize they're tired tomorrow.
They can rest tomorrow, can't they, and all summer?
That's right.
What do you have to do to win this ball game? What is Peoria Richwoods going to throw at you?
They have a good, strong inside game. Two good-sized girls in there that can both shoot the ball well. We're going to have to try to deny the ball inside. And they can shoot from the outside, as we saw today against Marshall. So we're just going to have to pressure the ball wherever the ball is and go from there.
Does that mean a full court pressure?
I don't think so to start out with. We'll go half court.
So just deny them the pass and try to keep them from getting the ball inside.
Yes.
And what do you think they're going to do to you? What kind of a defense are they going to throw at you?
I would say they might play fairly similar. I think we match up pretty well as our two ball clubs. They might have a little more height than we do. I expect to see a zone. I'm not sure. I'm not sure they'll press us. I told the kids to just be prepared for anything.
Well, good luck to you. Congratulations getting this far. Just one to go.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Marcia. Now let's go to Frank Pisoni. Frank?
Thank you very much, Jim Turpin. As you see, the teams are on the court finishing their final preparations for the start of this championship game. In the consolation AA for third place, Chicago Marshall down Niles West, and Ann Penstone some fine individual performances in that game.
Of course, for the winners for Marshall, we had Annette Jones with 11, Jennifer Jones, no relation, at 13, Janet Harris, the All-American, with 25, Vanessa Sneed with 2, Christian with 4, Awanda Jones with 7, Inka Harvey with 4, and the rest of the players also played as well. For Niles West, with 7 points total, Jean Reljak with 2, Holly Anderson with 3, Cindy Michaels with 4, Becky Schnell with 8, Judy Banathy with 12, and Karen Kaufman with 4. And it's good to see her back because she had been injured earlier this afternoon.
In this championship game, Elk Grove Village comes in at 30-1, Peoria Richwoods at 30-1. And right now, the fans at the Assembly Hall are being asked to stand as the Jacksonville High School Pep Band, under the direction of Marshall Fowler, gets prepared. We'll have the presentation of the colors and then the playing of the national anthem preceding this final Class AA Championship of the year in the state of Illinois. You can see the crowd, a very enthusiastic one at the Assembly Hall. Richwoods, of course, in forest green and white, a sea of green in one part, forest green and gold for the Elk Grove Village Grenadiers, green in another part of the stand. The sound you hear now is for Peoria Richwoods. The Lady Knights are back onto the court, too. Richwoods comes from the Mid-State 10 Conference. Their enrollment 1742. The Mid-Suburban South Conference is Elk Grove Village's league, and their enrollment is 2,056. Now we're set to meet the starting lineups and the players in this final championship. Here's the Assembly Hall public address announcer, Tom Trent.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the people involved in our Class AA championship game. First, for the Lady Knights of Richwood High School, with a record of 30 victories, only 1 loss, the head coach of the Lady Knights, Mary Kay Hungate. Number 20, Terry Shepard. Number 24, Jan Christensen. Number 31, Chris Frank. Number 32, Shelley Johnson. Number 35, Ann Ackerman. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the Lady Knights of Richwoods. At forward, a senior, 6 feet, a half-inch tall, number 40, Allison Hart.
Having a fine tournament, averaging 16.1 on the season.
At forward, a sophomore, 5'9", number 10, Tracy Crick.
Very valuable sophomore, averaging 9 points a game.
Starting at center for the Lady Knights, a senior, 6'3", number 34, Kendra Gantt.
An all-stater, averaging 18.4.
At a guard, a senior, 5'6", number 12, Paula Busher.
A co-captain with Allison Hart, averaging 12.5.
And the other guard for the Lady Knights, a senior, 5'7", number 22, Linda Martin.
With an unreal performance to bring Richwoods here with 26 this afternoon. Those are the Lady Knights of Richwoods.
And now let's meet the Grenadiers of Elk Grove Village High School. Their record, 30 wins, only 1 loss. The head coach of the Grenadiers, Marcia Gordon. Number 10, Lori Giuliano. Number 12, Chunky Brazino. Number 20, Debbie Pasco. Number 32, Karen Hellier. Number 40, Yoshi Kabashita. Number 42, Kim Kobus. Number 50, Kristen Carmen. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the Grenadiers of Elk Grove Village High School. At forward, a senior, 5'7", number 22, Beth Sass.
Sass averages 12.5 points a game.
At forward, a junior, 5'8", number 24, Lori Van Haften.
Good defensive player, averaging 6.7.
Starting at center for the Grenadiers, a senior, 6 feet tall, number 44, Robin Cormier.
Averaging 15 points and nearly 8 rebounds a game.
At guard, a junior, 5'8", number 34, Kathy Leiden.
Shooting at 13.5 points per game.
And the other guard for the Grenadiers, a senior, 5'2", number 14, Faith Limnaugh.
A real spark plug, averaging 5.8 on the season. The Elk Grove Village Grenadiers, their only loss to East St. Louis Lincoln, 53-50. Peoria Richwoods only loss to Peoria Central. There are the officials for the game. Dick Kessler from Antioch. Dick Nordmeyer from Glen Ellen. We'll be back with the play-by-play in a moment. One of your network sponsors is DeKalb Ag Research. And then there was one game for a state championship. The crowd is ready, so are the players. At center court, Kendra Gantt in the green for Richwoods, in the white for the Grenadiers, Robin Cormier. 6-foot Cormier, 6'3" Gantt. Gantt will be the tallest player on the floor, 34. Ball in the air, championship underway. Richwoods has it. The Lady Knights go from our left to our right, and Linda Martin in control. Linda Martin put on one of the great Assembly Hall shooting exhibitions earlier today.
Got a 1-3 defense by Elk Grove with matchups trying to get back in front of Hart and Gantt.
Trying to cut down Richwoods' inside game. Tracy Crick on the outside right. Looking inside, Hart and Gantt are posted up down low. This is Martin between the rings. She played in the left corner a lot of the time in the first game they played today.
And she took up real estate there.
She's got her name etched on the board. Paula Busher is 12 between the rings on the right to Crick. Crick, the sophomore, looks down low to Hart. Here's the lob. Hart's a left-hander, steps in and scores.
That's something Hart was not able to do against the Tyler Marshall team.
Here's a steal in the backcourt by the Lady Knights. Tracy Crick picked it off. Now Richwoods could grab a 4-0 lead. Looking inside again to Hart. Gantt comes to a high post right. Here's a high lob to the goal to Hart. Steps in the paint. Here's a whistle. The foul on Elk Grove. Twice in a row, the Lady Knights went to Allison Hart down low.
Goes the lob to the right baseline over to Hart. Nice pass. He had to go up high for it. She gets pushed by Van Haften as she tries to go inside.
Foul is on Lori Van Haften. First foul of the game. We're just underway in the championship. Richwoods by 2. Marshall won the third place game over Niles West. Hart again, third time. This time, it's a charm for Elk Grove, and they pick it off. One turnover apiece. This is Faith Mimnow walking the ball up. Zone 2-1-2 for the Knights. Wing left, Beth Sass. Crisscross pass, stop and pop. Rolling home.
Important thing for Elk Grove. They had trouble getting that first shot in this afternoon. That's an important thing for to open up, and to get it from Leiden outside is even more important.
Kathy Leiden shooting them in at 13.5. Got the first 2. Crick exchanges outside with Linda Martin. Martin on the head right. Busher goes into Gantt, kicks it back out to Martin. She's 22 feet from the basket. Wing left, Crick. Good defense inside by the Grenadiers. Bounce pass low. Gantt dropped the ball, throws it back outside. There's a good look at the zone defense. Again, it goes down low. And a nice save. Here's a good try there by Beth Sass. She lost it out of bounds just when I thought she had it saved inbound.
Must put her foot down before she got rid of the ball.
Game is tied at 2. Richwoods has it. They throw it in. Looking down the key, Tracy Kirk. It's Crick, on the left, Busher. On the move left, she walks. Second turnover against Richwoods.
Elk Grove did a nice job fronting hard on that situation. That way they won't be able to get in. They had to go outside and cause a turnover.
On the right side, it's Faith Mimnow and Kathy Leiden. They play the guard positions. Coming out to help is Sass. They go down to Cormier. Her shot in the turnaround misses, and Richwoods rebounds moving.
A little intimidation there by Kendra Gantt.
She's something special at 6'3". Senior all-star player. On the right, Paula Busher. Looks down low. They got a double post. They're very close to each other down there. I'm not sure that's how they want it. Left side. It's Crick again. All the way baseline. Nice feed to Gantt for a layup.
They usually do that off the man-to-man. They did it beautifully there off the zone.
Richwoods presses all over after the made basket, and Elk Grove clears the ball nicely with Mimnow handling it to the front court. She blows into the lane. Down low to Cormier for a layup.
That's Elk Grove's game right there. Penetration by Mimnow and the double dump on either side.
Nicely done. The score is tied at 4. 4:52 to go. First quarter. Frank Tassoni, Jim Turpin, and Ann Penstone in the girls' Class AA title game. Crick and Martin. We'll see how long Martin plays at the point here. Busher's on the wing left. She heads to the baseline and stops. Lob inside, intercepted by Cormier. She anticipated that nicely.
They're doing a good job underneath. Got her in front and in back.
Mimnow in a hurry on the fly, puts it up. Let's see what the whistle is. Charging foul on Faith Mimnow.
Got Mimnow on the drive. She goes in where there's really no room, takes it up, and she draws the charge. Tracy Crick draws it on her.
Elk Grove sets their defense in this tie game. It's a 1-3-1 zone. Adjusting. Left wing, Crick. Crick looking downstairs for Kendra Gantt. Now Allison Hart on a high post. Richwoods holding high, looking for a good shot. There's Hart downstairs, layup in a foul. Hart really posted good downstairs.
Excellent pass, nice and soft, just high enough so it would go over the defense and just soft enough to still be in bounds. Crucial foul here by Cormier. Here we got the lob pass by Crick down to Hart. She goes up very well for it. She's used to this. She goes to the power slide inside, and Cormier catches it across the arm. Cormier's had a problem with fouls. She's got to stay out of foul trouble. She's the biggest player on the team.
Co-captain Allison Hart at the foul line for the Knights. Her left-hander is in. She goes at 16-1 and 8.3 boards.
Frank on the air, she's 88 out of 119, 74% from the line.
That's
real
excellent. Good. Another rolls out. Cormier rebounds. Now it's a 5-4. Richwoods lead. The clock moves to 4 minutes of the first quarter. Mimnow, the ball handler for the Grenadiers. Wing right. Leiden comes over and shoots. Kathy Leiden. That's her second hoop. And now Elk Grove gets its lead at 6-5. A There goes Linda Martin. She's looking for her first shot here in the title game.
Now they're going into their 1-4 offense, trying to work their post in circular motion with the twin towers on both sides.
Busher has it now. She loads up into Gantt. Gantt has the ball tipped out of her hands, but retrieved by Linda Martin. She's alone, but doesn't shoot, and gives to Busher. Richwoods goes into the lane, has it poked away by Mimnow. On the run is Kathy Leiden. Here she goes to the goal. Can she go? She got it. And a foul on Richwoods.
That was all set up by Faith Mimnow. She tapped the ball away, and instead of trying to grab it where she wouldn't have any control, she tipped it out to Leiden. You got Leiden on the dribble. She recognized she's got somebody on either side of her. Changed her left hand. Nice, goes nice and smooth. She gets the 2 points and her chance for the 3-point play.
Personal was on Tracy Crick and Kathy Leiden. Also a fine foul shooter at 72 goes to the line, shooting 1. It rolls home, and Elk Grove has a 4-point lead. That's 5 points for Leiden.
Elk Grove's gone with the press the whole year, and they're not going with it. They're going with a half court.
I wonder if fatigue has anything to do with it in the thinking of Coach Marcia Gordon. We'll see. Richwoods meeting a hoop, goes inside to Allison Hart in the whistle. It's hard to guard Hart in there. Beth Sass picked up the foul.
She's not only big, she's very, very strong, and she positions herself very well.
There's Richwoods coach Mary Kay Hungate. Very few coaches use the chairs or the bench anymore.
Pretty hard to sit still in this situation.
Richwoods has the basketball to Tracy Crick inside to Hart. She lost it off her fingertips and out of bounds. The 5th turnover on the Lady Knights, only 2 on Elk Grove. Well, that's been one of the early stories.
They've been trying to go inside, obviously, when they've got the bigger lineup, but I think we're going to start to see some outside shooting by Peoria Richwoods just to open things up.
They certainly demonstrated they could do that in their game earlier today. Cormier is at a high post. This is Mimnow. Sass has a set shot up there, not good. The ball is loose to Kendra Gantt. She clears it out, and Richwoods will control at 2:45 in the first quarter. 9-5, Elk Grove leading. This is Linda Martin trying to get herself free against the zone. Crick has a pass over her head and out of bounds, and the 6th turnover against Richwoods. Now we have a timeout on the court at 2:37. It's Elk Grove by 4. One of your network sponsors, Country Companies Insurance. These two teams have a lot in common. They're in the title game. You see the consolation scores. Marshall won easily. They're both 30-1. Elk Grove this is the 25th anniversary of Elk Grove as an incorporated village, and Richwoods High School was founded in 1956, 25 years ago. Amazing.
And they're both green and gold.
2 minutes and a half to go in the first quarter as Elk Grove has a 4-point lead in the ball. Richwoods came back in a game today against Marshall and may have to do it again tonight. The Grens with the white uniforms. There's Beth Sass with a set shot from 17 right there.
The balanced attack for Elk Grove is crucial. They've only been getting scoring out of 1 or 2 people, and they've got to get that continued scoring from Sass and Leiden.
Well, Elk Grove is shooting with a lot of confidence, and they're out to an 11-5 lead. Allison Hart down low with a layup, and a nice pass from Linda Martin.
Excellent pass. She is so tough inside. When she gets the ball, forget it.
That's 5 points for Hart. And Elk Grove comes back, leading 4. Mimnow kicks it off to Cormier.
You look awful good when you get passes like that.
6 for Cormier. And it's a 6-point Elk Grove lead. Now will Richwoods answer. The zone defense by the girls in white. A lob to the goal inside, stolen by Kathy Leiden. Richwoods already has been hurt with 7 turnovers. Lob inside, Sass throws it up, traveling. Boy, Sass was in some heavy traffic in there, and she tried to adjust the shot and got called for walking.
Most of the ink's gone to Cormier and to Mimnow, but all this team of Elk Grove has been outstanding, just as with Peoria Richwoods.
Richwoods allows 40 points a game. Elk Grove allows 39. Kendra Gantt outside to Linda Martin's first shot is short, and the rebound comes down to Kathy Leiden.
I didn't know she could miss.
She didn't earlier. 1:05. It's 13-7. Here's a shot way out there by Leiden. It's not good. The battle of the boards is won by Allison Hart. Crick is going on the left, outside. Richwoods moves in. Double post. Crick left wing, eyes it up, goes downstairs to Kendra Gantt, who is fouled first before her shot that went in. It will not count.
pass coming from Crick into Kendra Gantt. Cormier's there. She's backing up, trying to say, I'm not going to get her honest.
2 fouls on Cormier, something to watch, because Cormier is the biggest player by far for Elk Grove.
And she spent this afternoon, the whole third quarter, and most of the fourth on the bench so they could bring her back in. They definitely go to her.
The next biggest player is a 5'9" reserve. She's 6 feet. Here's Gantt. The crowd in the background says whoosh, and the scoreboard says 8 for Richwoods and 13 for Elk Grove.
Richwoods is an outstanding free throw shooting team. They've been shooting over 70% as a team the whole year.
Gantt has 2. 45 seconds. Let's see how Elk Grove plays this. Marcia Gordon gives some instructions. And here they come. Will they go for 1? They're ahead 4. Faith Mimnow on the left to Sass. Peekaboo inside. Cormier covered up by 2 players. Mimnow to Leiden. 30 seconds. Here's Mimnow, goes by a player on the right, kicks it off for a lob inside down to Cormier. She wasn't quite set for it. Richwoods got it with 20 seconds. Now Richwoods could close to 2. Crick and Martin outside. Here's a lob inside again for Hart. She got it, lost it to Mimnow with 9 seconds. 8. Mimnow on the fly, left. 5. Here's a high pass inside Cormier. Baseline shot. No. Rebound. Kicked out, and that's the end of the first exciting quarter of play at the Assembly Hall. It's Elk Grove 13, Peoria Richwoods 9, and one of your network sponsors is DeKalb Ag Research.
Country Companies Insurance and the nearly 1,000 Country Companies agents are delighted to be co-sponsoring this Girls Championship telecast throughout the state tonight. We hope you're enjoying the action. Country Companies Insurance will also be a part of the IHSA track and field telecast in May.
Second quarter all set for begin. Lineups remain the same. The score, Elk Grove by 4. The ball to Richwoods. Here's Linda Martin, still at the point guard position. Inside, it goes to Paula Busher's got an 8-footer off the glass.
Nice reversal of the ball there to the weak side. Good shot by Busher.
And Ann Penstone mentions the weak side. She means the side away from the ball. Point guard is Mimnow. On the left at the top of the key is Leiden. Kicks it down low to 24, Lori Van Heften. Van Heften gives back on the side to face Mimnow. Here's a pass inside, stolen away by Kendra Gantt of Richwoods.
A little trouble inside looking for the passes. They're turning around to rebound instead of looking for the ball.
Now they set up their defense. It's a zone. The back line is Van Heften and Sass along with Cormier. Now Busher. Now you've noticed that Linda Martin's gone to her left corner position where she shot so effectively. Crick goes downstairs again. It's Hart. A turnaround, a 5-footer that's too hard. And the rebound comes down to Beth Sass.
Cormier's got to be careful. She just about picked up their 3rd foul. They're pushing hard.
That's a real factor in this game, of course. We'll try to keep you posted on all those kinds of things. Leiden's outside between the rings. Cormier on the turnaround. She's got a 10-footer up and in. Robin Cormier, 15-11.
Richwoods has switched to 1-3-1 there, leaving a little bit more opening on that wing.
That's 8 points for Cormier. Leading scorer in the game. Here's a tie-up and a nice defensive job there by Robin Cormier. Stepped in on Allison Hart and tied her up. Look at those team stats. Richwoods, 3 out of 4, but look at how many more shots Elk Grove's got. 12, 6 out of 12. Both shooting good, and Richwoods leads the battle of the boards. All right, Linda Martin. Elk Grove leads by 4. 6:22 to go in the first half. Allison Hart is inside. Missed it. Crick battles the boards and fouls face Mimnow.
The shot coming up, Allison going baseline, going up the power side. Cormier with her hands up. It goes off on the far side. There's Mimnow with good position, and she draws the foul from Crick over the back.
She's a very gigantic 5'2". But I'll tell you, position's everything.
It is, but you have to know what to do with your position while you're there.
That's for sure. She was on the inside track and got fouled. 6:07. Not how big, it's how. On the left with the move, the ball is Kathy Leiden. She's hooked by Linda Martin. So Linda Martin picks up her first personal. For Richwoods, Crick is the only player with 2 fouls.
Got 2 basketballs out there now, Frank.
It's a really exciting game that way.
That would be. Now they're ready.
Elk Grove in white with the basketball and a 4-point lead at the 6-minute mark. They're looking inside as Cormier is forced a little bit out. There's a shot by Sass, around and out. Rebound, Linda Martin in traffic. Linda picked that one out. At 5'7", she brings it down. She's still looking for her first points of this game. Busher goes on the right to Tracy Crick. Wheels the ball intended for Martin, stolen away by Kathy Leiden. That's the 9th turnover on the Lady Knights.
Credit that to good defense by Elk Grove. Open to the ball, sagging back, aware of where the people were behind her.
Now Richwoods aware of where the postman Cormier is. Here's a shot way outside by Leiden. 7 points by Leiden. It's a 6-point Elk Grove advantage. Richwoods tries to answer. Baseman now slices by on one side, and Crick has the ball. Now to Busher. Stutter step at the foul line is called for walking, but she put it in. It won't count.
That's 2 on her for that same move. Just a little bit over anxious going to the hoop.
Oftentimes when players fake with the ball, officials spot traveling.
She picked up her foot before she put it down. You just can't do that.
Mimnow comes up on the left. It goes inside to Cormier. Fakes Gantt in the air, but she walks. Once on each end.
Now we're even, I guess.
There you see Paula Busher going out, the co-captain, to get the ball. You're looking at the turnovers, and Peoria Richwoods has been hurt by 6 more turnovers than the Grenadiers. Tracy Crick has it now, looking, lobbing inside Hart. Look how she's covered up down there. The ball is loose, picked up nicely by Leiden, dribbling. Boy, that's defense inside. On the fly, Mimnow lost the handle and called for carrying the ball. Now turnover starting to affect the play.
Sass was trying to tell her to slow down, and she still wanted to run. Mimnow only knows 1 gear.
Full throttle. Busher comes up, sliding on the right. Now she looks, needs help, and gets it from Tracy Crick. Crick eyes the shot, now back to Busher. Foul line pop.
Nice shot. She got the good pass. She didn't have to take that extra step and go in.
Paula's got 4 points, and Elk Grove has a 4-point lead. 4:15 to go in the first half. Richwood's zone is extended a bit with Martin outside against Mimnow, tracking her. Mimnow, foul line runner. She's tough, and it's 19-13 Elk Grove. Clock closes to 4 minutes. Busher looking. Gantt has gone to a left corner now, and Hart's in the middle. She has the ball stolen away by Cormier, picked back off by the Lady Knights. Elk Grove by 6. Richwood tries to cut it to 4 here, trying to free up Gantt or Hart. Very aware of that inside game is Elk Grove. Here's a pass inside to Gantt. Doesn't count. 12 big turnovers on Richwood.
What we're seeing is a quick defensive player stepping in front of someone going to the hoop, and the extra, I've got to make my quick move away, and you don't put the ball on the floor when you do it.
Well, so far, the Lady Knights haven't been able to capitalize on their size advantage inside. Mimnow swirls into the front court and kicks it out to Leiden. Sass is on the right. Van Haften is on the left. And now it goes to Mimnow for a one-hander that's short of the works. Looked like somebody got a hand on the ball, and Richwoods has it. 3:10 to go. This is the game for the Double-A championship. Marshall won 3rd place. Martin has gone to the right wing, and now Busher goes into the lane and holds. Crick and Gantt exchange. 2:52.
And guard Martin over if they can swing it around real quickly.
Martin's open on the right. Crick has the ball on the left. She's got a pop going.
Nice shot.
Fine looking shot for the young sophomore, Tracy Crick. That must be redundant, young sophomore. Not many old sophomores, are there?
She's an old one with her experience.
How about the 4 freshmen? 2.5 minutes to go in the opening half. Elk Grove by 4. Cormier's at a post high. Gantt hawking her. Mimnow holds. Mimnow gives on the right to Leiden, who's got a hot hand and shoots another one in. That's 9 points for Kathy Leiden. It's 21-15.
That spot's opened her when they switched to 2-3. They were back in the 2-3 that time. She got that shot from her favorite position.
Here's Kendra Gantt along the baseline. Look at that hook shot. It's too long. Looked like it was a turnaround one-hander, and she just hooked it up there. Nice pass to Van Haften along the baseline. Sass is called for walking before the basket goes in. Now there's a timeout with 1:57 to go in the first half. It's Elk Grove by 6 over Peoria Richwoods. Now let's take timeout for this message.
Frank and Ann, it's kind of interesting that both the Associated Press and the UPI all-tournament teams are identical, and we'll get to those in just a moment.
Okay, Jim. Peoria Richwoods with the ball. This is Linda Martin at point guard, moving to the right with it. Richwoods down by 6. Need a hoop here, and Elk Grove tried to prevent it. Elk Grove playing some good inside defense right now. Here's Gantt in the lane. Let's see, 3-second violation called on the Lady Knights. The Richwoods hasn't been able to get their game on track yet.
That's typical of a deliberate style offense, and they've had problems getting going to the second half in both of their games, so it's not surprised at all.
The first reserve of the game gets off the Elk Grove bench. It's Kristen Carmen, the 5'9" senior I was talking about earlier.
I'm sure she's coming in for Cormier to avoid that third foul before the half.
Lori Van Haften with the ball, wheels it over to Mim now. Her pass intended inside goes to Sass now. Her shot is blocked by Gantt. The ball's on the floor. Cormier has it. She is fouled by Gantt. Kendra Gantt picked it up, and
a lot of action. We get the pass going. It was tipped on the pass. Sass waits for it to come down. She's got it. Wheels, goes up with a nice block by Kendra Gantt. Tries to get the rebound. Cormier comes in and grabs it, pulls it back out. Nice dribble back out, up, and then she's fouled by Gantt on her second attempt.
Good aggressive play on both ends of the court here as Robin Cormier looks for point number 9. Elk Grove by 7 at 1:10 to go in the first half. Could be a sizzling second half. Here's the next one. It is rolling off, and Richwoods rebounds and moves. Pick the tempo up this time a bit. They're coming down a little quicker. Martin goes to the right corner. She frees herself. Baseline, bounce pass. Kirk for the shot, and this goes in. Tracy Crick.
Linda Martin shows she not only can shoot, she can drive and dish off as well.
That's 4 points for Crick. She averages 8.5. 49 seconds. First half. Here's a lob inside Cormier. 5-foot turnaround. Baseline rattles out. Richwoods has it. Linda Martin moving. 40 seconds. Gantt goes down low. Crick, a shot is short. Who's got the rebound? Linda Martin in the lane, all the way off the board, missed it. Rebound on the floor and a foul. Foul goes against Elk Grove.
I believe it's going to be on Van Haften.
Frank at all-tournament team, Pam Gantt of Joliet East, Kendra Gantt, Peoria Richwoods, Linda Martin, Peoria Richwoods, Janet Harris, Chicago Marshall, and Allison Hart of Peoria Richwoods. Not one player from Elk Grove on either of the teams selected by Associated Press or UPI.
And 3 players for the Lady Knights on the all-tournament team. That's really a mark.
Elk Grove does have 3 players on the second team.
Here's Kendra Grant's free throw going out with 27 seconds. Elk Grove 22, Peoria Richwoods 17.
Elk Grove calling for 1 shot here.
All right, let's see if they can handle the ball and get down and get one. Richwoods will try to deny that. Busher guarding 5th base Mim now outside. Leiden's had a good shooting first half with the basketball now. That's Mim now.
They'll probably swing her over in the wing opposite the 2-3 there and get
5,
get off here.
4, Mim now shot 3. Here's Gantt's rebound at 1. Nicely done by Elk Grove. They got their shot just in time, but it didn't go. And that's the end of the first half of play at the Assembly Hall in the Class AA championship game. And the score, Elk Grove Grenadiers 22 and Peoria Richwoods Lady Knights 17. We'll continue our coverage of the Class AA championship in a minute. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance. You're looking at the girls Class A finalists. You see number 4, El Dorado. 3rd place, Rushville. 2nd place, Quincy Notre Dame. And the champions of Class A 1981, Chicago Christian. The final score in the championship game was Chicago Christian 44, Quincy Notre Dame 36. Now for the special awards for these 2 fine teams, let's go to Tom Trent.
Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to midcourt for the presentation of the 3rd and 4th place team and individual awards for the 1981 Girls AA State Basketball Tournament. Making the presentations will be members of the Illinois High School Association Board of Directors and administrative staff. Presenting medallions to the squad members of the 4th place team will be Dr. Nicholas Manios of Niles West High School in Skokie, who serves the IHSA as a member of the Board of Directors, and Mr. Gail Borton of Frankfort High School in West Frankfort, who serves the IHSA as a member of the Board of Directors. At this time, we'd like you to meet the Indians of Skokie Niles West High School, who finished the 1981 season in 4th place with a final record of 26-3. The principal of the school, Dr. Nicholas Manos. The head coach, Gene Earle. Assistant coach, Kay Saposi. Assistant coach, Gene Wajdula. Number 13, Becky Schnell. Number 21, Karen Kaufman. Number 52, Holly Anderson. Number 53, Cindy Michaels. Number 31, Judy Banathy. Number 23, Chris Porter. Number 42, Jean Reljak. Number 35, Rose Gopert. Number 32, Tina Turpinas. Number 3, Mary Klensnick. Number 54, Nancy Martirano. Number 34, Jenny Weiss. Number 33, Donna Trapiccio. Number 51, Linda Becker. Presenting medallions to the squad members of the 3rd place team will be Dr. Joseph Sergio of Steinmetz High School in Chicago, who serves the IHSA as president of the board of directors, and Mr. Ray Collier of Aurora East High School in Aurora, who serves the IHSA as treasurer. At this time, please meet the Commandos of Chicago's Marshall High School, who finished the 1981 season in 3rd place with a final record of 31 wins, only 2 losses. The principal of the school is Robert Sadler. The head coach, Dorothy Gators. Assistant coach, Al Williams. Assistant coach, Francine Sinclair. Number 3, Rose Hunt. Number 5, Darlene Lewis. Number 4, Doris DeBerry. Number 12, Awanda Mitchell. Number 25, Suwan Tharp. Number 21, Inka Harvey. Number 11, Annette Jones. That's Annette. And then we'll go on to Vanessa Sneed, number 14. Number 20, Marie Christian. Number 22 is Jennifer Jones. And number 24, Janet Harris. Janet Harris, by the way, is the only person, boy or girl, to make 4 consecutive appearances in the state tournament in the 74-year history of the tournament. Now the 4th place trophy will be presented by Mr. Don Robinson of the Illinois High School Association and Assistant Executive Secretary. Will Coach Gene Earl and the captains of the Indians please step forward to receive the 4th place trophy. And now the 3rd place trophy will be presented by Mr. Levere Astroth, who serves the IHSA as Executive Secretary. Will Coach Dorothy Gators and the captains of the Commandos please step forward to receive the 3rd place trophy. Mr. Astroth, please. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have our 3rd and 4th place winners.
Our congratulations to Chicago Marshall and Niles West, 3rd and 4th in AA in the state of Illinois. We'll be back as Elk Grove leads Richwoods at halftime by 5. Now one of your network sponsors, DeKalb Ag Research. Let's take a look at the scoring leaders in the first half of this basketball game for the state AA Girls Championship for Peoria Richwoods. Allison Hart, the leader, with 5. Frick has 4. Gantt and Busher the same. Martin has not scored. Christensen, no. We have 2 fouls on 1 player. Now for Elk Grove, leading scorer Kathy Leiden with 11. Cormier with 7. Sass and Mimnaugh 2 each. Van Haften and Cormier each have 2 personal fouls in the first half of play. Now we'll be back with the second half play-by-play story in just a moment. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance. There's the team stats, Ann Penstone.
Look, basically the difference has been the 22 shots that Elk Grove has had compared to the 13 of Richwoods, although the percentage by Richwoods is bigger. And also the turnovers by Richwoods. They're ahead 13-6. That's not the category you want to be ahead in.
Okay, it's Elk Grove 22 and Richwoods 17. We're back in one. One of your network sponsors is DeKalb Ag Research.
We're going to start right now.
Frank Bissoni, along with Ann Penstone and Jim Turpin at the Assembly Hall, and to all those who have written to us about our IHS telecast, we say thank you. It's a pleasure to read your comments. And there's the address for your letters, Basketball Box 577, Bloomington, Illinois, 61701. Ann and Jim, you know, I remember that one time Lionel Hollins, a pro player, was asked to describe how Jack Ramsey preached team basketball, and he says, team basketball, he says, he tells us that if one of us injures an ankle, we all limp. And you know, the one thing I notice about these girls' teams in both the A and the AA, these are teams indeed. They play together, they emphasize their strengths, they find the player with the hot hand, they do all the team things.
It's probably the biggest change in girls basketball. You've got the individuals getting more individual skills that they can utilize, and it's spreading to all 5 players. You've got a balanced team.
They've certainly been successful, both ball clubs 30-1. In case you weren't with us at the top of the broadcast, we told you that Elk Grove had lost but 1 game to East St. Louis Lincoln 53-50. And Peoria Richwoods has lost 1 to Peoria Central 67-60, a team they came back and beat a little later in the season 78-51. So whatever they're doing it right.
All right, one half of basketball to decide the girls' AA championship. Gantt goes in the middle against Cormier. Richwoods in green, Elk Grove in white. Tip, Richwoods once again. They have the superior size. They're down by 5 points. This is Linda Martin, 22 with the ball on the right side to Paula Busher. Busher heads baseline, stops, kicks it back out between the rings.
Elk Grove in a 2-3. They're still trying to watch Gantt and Hart when they're on the strong side.
They want the Lady Knights to beat them from the outside, and here's one player that can shoot from the outside is Martin. Now it goes in the middle to Kendra Gantt, who's held as she headed for the basket. Foul is on Lori Van Haften, 24. That's the 3rd personal on Van Haften. Now Richwoods triggers. There's a lob to Gantt in the lane for a shot. It's too long. Who's got it? Allison Hart, and she's fouled. Beth Sass held her. One of the ball heads, I guess they call them.
I always wondered if you could see out of those things very well.
Like a football helmet. Allison Hart goes to the foul line, the co-captain. 6 foot and a half inch, 17-year-old senior. She hits the first. That gives her 6 points in the game.
Peoria Richwoods continuing their domination on the board. That's 2 offensive rebounds, 2 fouls.
Here's the next one. That's good. And the Lady Knights pull within 3. Now let's see what kind of defense they come down and set up in.
Back in their 2-3, their normal defense.
We've seen lots of zone. Little man-to-man. Faith Mimnow with the ball. This is Kathy Leiden. She had a wonderful first half with 11 points. Mimnow heads to the left on the dribble. Martin falls down, grabs the ball, and dribbles out of the pack somehow. Whistle, jump ball. There's bodies strewn all over the assembly hall, and we get a jump ball out of that. Linda Martin is 22. See who goes in there. Is it Beth Sass for Elk Grove, 22. This time Elk Grove has it. Faith Mimnow, top of the key, has the basketball. Cormier at the high post, now swings down low. Leiden on the right, stop and pop.
That's her spot right there. She got the good pass from Mimnow on the open shot.
She's got 13, and Elk Grove has a 5-point lead with 6:51 to go in the third quarter. There goes Linda Martin heading to her right side. Linda on the move back to Paula Busher. Crick has a shot from 10. Tracy Crick.
Beautiful shot from Crick.
That's 6 for her.
Peoria Richwoods has been an outstanding team. They've been able to defend on anyone they need to when they have to. They can't go inside, they go to their guards. Their guards have responded very well in this tournament.
As you said earlier, they've had different heroes each game all for a long time. Mimnow on the right side to Leiden. Elk Grove by 3 with the ball. A stop and run. A shot by Sass comes out long to Mimnow. She heads back in offensive zone. And Leiden holds up. 2-3 zone. Here's Leiden shooting over it. It's short. Who's got the rebound? Leiden again. Good hustle by the Grenadiers. And they back it up. Playing under control with 5:57 to go. Elk Grove by 3 points, 24-21. Inside, the ball goes to Cormier. She slices between 2 players, and Tracy Crick is called to the personal.
They may have called that on Gantt.
Oh, you're right. It is on Gantt.
We get the pass into Cormier. She takes it in. Gantt tries to stop with the body using her underside to push her under.
Okay, it is on Gantt. That's her second. And Leiden throws it in. Mimnow alone at the key, now covered up. Wheels the ball on the right to Leiden. Her shot rips out. Rebound in the lane. Van Haften. Lori Van Haften knocked it in.
There's that double screen that they like to set up. I'm not sure how they call it, but it works very well.
26-21, Elk Grove. Now will Richwoods answer. Busher stops and shoots. Battle for the rebound and a foul. Looks like it's on Cormier. That's the 3rd foul on Robin Cormier.
Important foul. Shot goes up. It looks like it's going to be a jump ball when it comes down. Both of them are battling, beating each other out for the position. Ball comes down, but Cormier does have her hooked on the arm. She better be careful. She's going to pick up 4. She's shoving Gantt.
Gantt gets the ball. Here's a ball slapped out of Gantt's hand. Picked up. I'm screened by the official for a moment. The ball is loose on the floor. Busher. Yes. Paula Busher. 26-23.
Richwoods kept that alive, was able to pick it up. Nice rebound by Busher and going up strong with a shot.
Busher has 6. There's your score. 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Frank Bissoni, Jim Turpin, and Ann Penstone. Hope you're enjoying the action. Mimnow looks over the Richwoods zone. Mimnow on the right. It goes to Sass. Left corner now to Van Haften. Looking for Cormier downstairs. Top of the key, right down the alley. Very patient for both teams on offense. This is Leiden. She's got her spot. Missed the shot. Ball loose. Rebound Van Haften. 28-23. Elk Grove by 5. Now Linda Martin for the Lady Knights. Tricky dribble to the left. Crick eyed it up, then unloaded, lobs it inside, and Van Haften makes the defensive play.
There's a double team.
Richwoods, I think, conscious of Cormier's 3 fouls, wanting to go to Gantt.
I think this is an important possession, too, because the lead's been no bigger than 5. If they go to 7, it's a big advantage for them.
Mimnow shot goes long. Linda Martin has the ball, and she's tied up in the lane.
DeKalb Ag Research and the more than 700 DeKalb dealers here in Illinois are pleased to be a part of this championship telecast. Our next IHSA network presentation will be the State Track and Field Championship. DeKalb hopes that you'll be with us for that coming up in May.
Jan Christensen, number 24, a 5'8 senior, 117-pounder, is in the game, replacing Tracy Crick for the Lady Knights. And now Richwoods wants a timeout with 3:57 to go in the third quarter. Elk Grove by 5. We'll continue our coverage of the Class AA Championship in a minute. All right, a jump ball just happened, and Richwoods has the basketball. Kristen Carmen has come in the game for Elk Grove, replacing Robin Cormier. Jan Christensen in the lineup for the Lady Knights. Richwoods trails by 5 and has the ball. There's Christensen on the right wing. Martin's outside, hawked there by Mimnow, and now Leiden. Here's a pass downstairs to Allison Hart, off the board.
Beautiful move by Hart. Nice pass in there, out from Busher to get it.
9 points by Allison Hart, the left-hander. And Elk Grove with 3-point lead in the ball. They're trying to save their center, Robin Cormier, who's got 3 fouls. She's out of the game right now, replaced by Carmen, number 50. There's Beth Sass looking inside. They move the ball crisply around the zone. Mimnow, and now Van Haften. Van Haften's had a good second half. This is Leiden. There's a fake by Mimnow, goes into the lane, blocked by Gantt. Rebound, Peoria Richwoods are the loose ball picked up by the Lady Knights. Now they could cut it to 1. 2:50 to go in the third quarter. Quite a game, the crowd is screaming. Martin, between the circles, it's Busher. Allison Hart is down low on the post. They double team her there. Gantt slides across the middle, has the ball. Turn around one-hander, rolls out. Nice rebound by Elk Grove. Good work on the board.
It's a nice move by Gantt. She's so smooth when she goes up. She's up above everything when she does it. She put her hand on the rim in the quarterfinals.
There's a shot outside, good by Kathy Leiden. She has 15 points in the game, and what a time for a big game for Kathy Leiden. There's the lead, 5 by Elk Grove. Linda Martin. This is Christensen's first shot. It's good. Jan Christensen off the bench hit one. She averages 3.6.
There were no subs for Peoria Richwoods in the semifinal. That's a very big basket for Christensen to come in and do.
2 minutes to go in the third quarter. 2 minutes. A 3-point. Elk Grove lead in white with the ball. Carmen. There's Sass. Carmen's gone to the post. Mimnow's at the trigger. And now Leiden. Leiden's been the shooter in this game for the girls in white. This is Sass coming to the corner. Leiden's got a spot she likes. Back to Mimnow. Running the clock down to 3. 1:35. 1:35. Gantt's in the middle guarding Carmen. There goes Mimnow to the left-hand side. Good defense there by the Lady Knights now.
Excellent defense. They can't get inside. They're trying to work out there, and they're not letting Leiden have that spot outside either.
Look at them cover up on this zone. They're adjusting quickly. Mimnow backs up on the dribble. 1:13 to go in the third. Elk Grove with a 30-27 lead.
You may get the double screen with Sass on the behind it here in a minute.
Now Mimnow, 1 minute, whips the pass over to Sass for a pop. Beth Sass has 4. Elk Grove by 5 with 53 seconds. The Lady Knights, 30-1, move to the court. Christensen looks in for Gantt. Gantt sets the post and's got the ball. Turnaround one-hander is in.
No way to stop that when she gets it. She pulls up and away like that. Excellent shot by Gantt.
Gantt has 6. They've held her down pretty well. She averages 18.4, capable of exploding. 30 seconds.
The only thing you can do is not let her have the ball, because once she gets it, there's not much you can do.
3-point lead for the Grenadiers with the basketball. Sass looks in the middle. Look at them move this ball around. Both teams know how to operate. They're going for 1. Now at 15, 14. Third quarter coming to a close. What will the score be at the end of 3? Sass. Downstairs it goes. Van Haften. Rory Van Haften with 4, 3, 2. Martin from half court. That's the end of 3. Elk Grove 34. Peoria Richwoods 29. Back with the fourth quarter in a moment. One of your network sponsors is DeKalb Ag Research. There are the girls in green from Peoria Richwoods, and it comes down to this. They have 8 minutes to overcome a 5-point Elk Grove lead for the Class AA State Championship.
Frank, a very even quarter. They each scored 12. They were up by 5 at halftime and up by 5 at the end of 3.
Both teams 30-1 on the season. Will Richwoods get another tip? They do. That's an advantage, of course, with the size, and Linda Martin has the ball. Robin Cormier still not back in. Here's a pass intended for Gantt through her hands and out of bounds to Elk Grove. So the Grenadiers will have a chance to shoot first in the fourth quarter.
Be interesting to see whether Elk Grove employs their press after a basket. They haven't used it all game, but that's been their mainstay all year. Peoria Richwoods is, of course, no stranger to coming back. They're tremendous at that. 2-3 or 2-1-2 zone. Mim now goes in the lane. Great pass down low. Carmen missed the shot, and a foul is called. Let's see who it's on. Again, Kristen Carmen backing up to try to get off that shot. We got the dish out by Mim now. Carmen's just too far underneath. She tries to go back up and underneath to put it up. It's not successful, so she goes up again and fouls Hart as she tries to get the rebound. You're right, Ann. She was under the rim, too far. Now Martin comes up. 7.5 minutes to go in the championship game. Chicago Christian won the A title. Chicago Marshall won third place. And now 3 seconds in the lane on Peoria Richwoods. Turns the ball over. You get a feeling this is going to go all the way down to the closing seconds. Mim now. Top of the key. Stop and shoot. Look at that thing rattle out. Tough break by Mim now there. And Richwoods has a chance again. 1 minute's gone in the quarter. Nobody scored. This is Martin's shot. No good. Look at Kendra Gantt. She was too far under. Battling the rebound and clearing it is Elk Grove. It's Lori Van Haften. We've gone 1:10 without a score in the fourth quarter. Both teams very deliberate, looking patiently for a good shot. Leiden and Sass on the periphery of the zone. Now Mim now goes to the lane, stops, kicks the ball over in the corner. Van Haften clears herself for a shot, tries to force it inside, goes to Carmen. Her shot misses. Ball is to Carmen, blocked by Gantt. And a foul on Elk Grove. A great defensive play by Kendra Gantt. Excellent play by Gantt. She kept going up after, clean blocks all the way. Excellent body position.
Notice how quick she can jump.
Tremendous. Nice dump off there by Van Haften. Carmen makes a good turn, goes up Hart with a good position, and now Gantt with the tip. Carmen goes up again. Oh, beautiful block. Nothing but ball.
And on the other end of the court, as you see the team stats there, look at the shots. Richwoods 12 of 23, but Elk Grove 16 of 34. Rebounds, nearly the same. Turnovers, Richwoods has 8 more than Elk Grove. Here's Allison Hart, foul shot in.
Mary Kay Hungate has her team come out 3 times a week at 7 a.m. in the morning and shoot just free throws. I think that accounts for their outstanding free throw percentage. 3 of them are over 80%.
That's extremely good, of course. There's Allison Hart shooting another. She got them both. Hart has 11. Richwoods is back within 3. Now we're going to get a reserve into the game. No, we're not. We're going to get the starting center back in for Elk Grove. It's Robin Cormier, and Kristen Carmen gave him a good lift in there.
Frank, this entire second half has been 5 points, 3 points. 5 points, 3 points. They've never been below 3, I don't believe.
It's never been above 5 either, and that's a crucial thing at this point.
They're matching baskets here. Leiden outside with Mim now. There's 6:12 to go in the championship game, AA.
Cormier adds another dimension for Elk Grove, the inside dimension, but Peoria Richards has an outstanding defensive job on her.
And it looks like Elk Grove is content to melt that clock just a little bit. Look at Mim now scatter around the court. Look at her go. Whips the ball over. It's inside. Layup is good. Looks like Cormier.
From Mimna.
She's a handful, that Mimna to handle now. Martin sends the ball to the basket to Allison Hart off her fingertips, and Elk Grove has it with 5:42 to go.
I think we're going to see some outside shooting by the guards in Peoria. Now we've got a 3-2 coming up to pressure the ball at the half-court point. They'll probably go over if they can get down underneath. They're going to have an easy bucket.
Half-court trap by Richwoods. We're trying to force Elk Grove to speed the tempo of the game up now. Leiden with the basketball, hounded by Christensen. Here's an interception by Busher. First time they try it. Busher comes down, waits for Gantt on the left side. Martin with a runner. It's too long, but she's fouled by Beth Sass.
Bad pass from Leiden comes down from Busher down to Martin. She throws it up for it, and Sass comes flying through and grabs her across the arm. We'll have a 2-shot.
Well, strangely enough, Linda Martin, who had such an incredibly hot game, with 26 earlier, has looking for her first basket or first points of the game. 4 fouls on Beth Sass. Free throw is not good by Linda Martin. She shoots them at 83%. And the Lady Knights need this free throw here. And it stays down. 36-32 is Elk Grove's lead. There's 5:15 to go. If you're behind, it doesn't sound like much. If you're in the lead, it sounds like an eternity. Here's a lob outside to Mim now. Watch her start to move with a dribble. She gave it up. Double team. Leiden. Look at Richwoods' defense. Cormier in traffic. Goes around her man. Shoots it up and in.
Big bucket by Cormier there. She took it up against Kendra Gantt with no pressure.
11 points for Cormier. A 6-point lead for Elk Grove. Will Busher answer? Short. Rebound. Cormier swiped away by Richwoods on the floor. Look at this battle. Foul on Richwoods. What an intense battle for that basketball.
We get the shot coming up from the corner. Knights comes off short. Cormier up strong for the rebound, brings it down, but she's stripped of the ball nice and cleanly, but she can't get all. It goes out between, and then Mimna's got it. By the time they untangle, we've got a jump ball.
4:41 to go, and Elk Grove leads by 6. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance. The fans have had to go through some pulse-pounding games, and this is another one with 4:40 to go. Elk Grove has the basketball. Stolen now by Bisher to Gantt for a layup that missed. Gantt missed it inside. Richwoods furiously after the ball now. They're down by 6. There's 4:30 to go. Here is Mim now crashing into Martin, Linda Martin. They really cracked together here right in front of us. And the foul is on Martin. She tried to get there in time to pick up the charge. A very courageous play.
We've got Mimna going down the right side. She decides to go because she's got the offensive position. Just stepped in front of the block. Could have gone either way. It was painful for both.
Nothing very delicate about that. Just good hard-nosed basketball. Look at the defense. Swarming all over Beth Sass. She got away somehow, and then that called for double dribble. Richwoods' defensive tempo has really picked up.
Outstanding defense. The traps were beautiful in that.
Turnovers now 9 for Elk Grove. 16 on the Lady Knights. Busher, top of the key. On the move, there goes Martin all the way inside. Her shot goes over the rim, rebounded by Kathy Leiden. Elk Grove Village has the basketball. They've got 4:07 to hang on to their lead of 6 for a state title. Here's a long lob to Cormier inside. Here's a whistle, and a jump ball is called. Richwoods quickly back and tied them up.
Got Cormier receiving the pass. Decides to put it down with the right hand, which is a mistake right there. Comes in and it's tied up. Good call.
And a good play there. Effective play by Jan Christensen. Here's the ball to Beth Sass. Elk Grove retains possession. Richwoods really putting the heat on defensively now. Sass pulls high right. 3:50 to go in the game. Elk Grove 38, Richwoods 32. Great pass underneath. Layup by Sass is in. Spectacular pass by Mim now to Sass. And the foul is on Christensen.
Here we've got Mimna at her best. Nice one-handed pass down to Sass. She's got outstanding court vision. Sass goes up strong with it, and she's fouled on it. Big free throw coming up here.
And right now, Elk Grove calls timeout with an 8-point advantage. We'll be back in a moment. Now this from your local station. 3:45 remains, and it's the smallest player on the court, Faith Mim now, kicking the ball off inside to Sass to give Elk Grove the lead.
Her value is just immeasurable, even if she never scores for it. Regardless of what happens in this game, Elk Grove is going to have a fantastic homecoming plan for their team. The motorcade will come down to Vaughn and Arlington Heights Road, pick them up between 1:30 and 2, and they'll meet at the high school gym at 2 p.m.
Beth Sass shot is in. Sass a 3-point play. There's the biggest lead of the game for Elk Grove, a 9-point advantage. And now the Lady Knights really have a mountain to climb with 3:40 to go. There is time, but they must have their basketball go in. Strick is back in the game, number 10. Here's Allison Hart stepping in, holds it up. Now to Busher, who's called for walking.
Right there's a key to what's happening in this game. Allison Hart had the drive, she had the shot, she didn't take it. That hesitation, you can't do it at this point.
3:30 to go. Richwoods will need to turn the ball over a couple times to climb back in this thing. They made a miraculous comeback against Marshall. Can they do it again? They're chasing Mimnow now. Underneath Cormier, slides past the Gantt and scores. Cormier has 13, and it's an 11-point advantage for Elk Grove. Things going the way of the Grenadiers. Martin and Crick outside. Here's a whistle away from the ball. A foul. I think it's on Lori Van Haften.
Quite a battle going on between she and Gantt. Van Haften got the worst of it.
That's the 4th foul on Lori Van Haften, and Kendra Gantt is at the foul line. 73% foul shooter, and of course Richwoods can't afford a miss.
Gantt is so good at getting position. She's very rarely behind the defense. She positions it very well and spreads herself out.
Free throw is in by Kendra Gantt. The Lady Knights eliminated East St. Louis Lincoln in the quarterfinals, eliminated Chicago Marshall in the semifinals, and now are looking down the barrel at a 10-point disadvantage. Free throw Gantt comes out. Who's got the ball? There's a whistle and a foul called on Richwoods on the rebound.
I believe it's going to be on Busher coming over the back of Cormier. Put her at the line for a 1-and-1.
Foul is on Busher with 3:06 to go, a 10-point Elk Grove lead.
Richwoods can come back. They've shown a tremendous ability to do that. With very hot shooting from the outside. It's not over yet.
Oh no, that's 5 shots, of course, going in for them, and still with better than 3 minutes, they are in the game yet. Cormier has been a force inside, missed the free throw. Who's got the ball? Battling outside, Beth Sass tracks it down in some traffic. Leiden slides to the right, using the clock. Here's Busher making an interception. Busher clears on the side. Crick going down, has the ball zipped out of her hand by the alert Elk Grove defense. And now Elk Grove, Mimnow in traffic, walk, trying to get away from Tracy Crick and Paula Busher. Oh, there's a look at the Elk Grove bench. You see Marcia Gordon. The assistant is Dave Jacobson over there. 2:41 left in the game. Elk Grove's got a 10-point lead, and Richwoods must hit some shots. Hart has got that one up and out.
Oh, big miss right there. These coaches are so outstanding. They've done an unbelievable job. Peoria Richwoods has the best traps I've ever seen on a team at the high school level.
2:25 to go. Here's a pass nearly thrown away. Tracked again by Mimnow. And now Leiden. Look at the turnovers. Richwoods has 5 more than Elk Grove. Here's the ball in the lane. Picked up and shot by Sass. Beth Sass hit it. She's got 9. It's a 12-point lead, and now Richwoods is in real trouble.
They've got to hit from outside, and they've got to go to the offensive board, something they haven't been doing. There's Martin.
Martin's shot is not good. Here's the rebound on the floor. Everybody scrambles for it. Elk Grove comes out with it. They've got the things rolling their own way now. 1:54 to go. Mimnow on the fly, all the way. Dishes off to Sass. 3 seconds in the lane. No goal.
Frank, there's no way in the world that Faith Mimnow doesn't belong on the all-tournament team. She's sensational.
She really is. Great player.
When you don't score, you're not noticed as much, but Elk Grove has noticed Faith Mimnow for 4 years. She's been their starting point guard.
Here's Crick going along the baseline. Richwoods got to get a shot off. Here's a pass intercepted now by Leiden. Leiden's got a breakaway going for Elk Grove. Martin catches up with her. Knocks the ball loose. And a whistle. And a foul on Linda Martin.
Country Companies Insurance and the nearly 1,000 Country Companies agents are delighted to be co-sponsoring this Girls Championship telecast throughout the state tonight. We hope you're enjoying the action, and Country Companies Insurance will also be a part of the IHSA track and field telecast in May.
There's Mary Kay Hungate. Linda Martin has 4 personals.
The fatigue that Mary Kay Hungate was worried about is showing on both teams. They're all leaning over.
All right, here's the shot up and in by Beth Sass. She averages 12.5 points a game. She's got 10 in this one. And it's a 13-point Elk Grove lead. What a season both these schools have had. Both 30-1 coming into the game. Free throw is not good. Kendra Gantt claims the board. Now Busher on the fly. Richwoods must hurry. 1.5 minutes left. Busher to Crick. She eyed it up, and a little hesitation caused her the traveling. Now the press for Richwoods. Kendra Gantt guarding the out of bounds. And Leiden, look at him running another player at the person with the ball. Cormier inbounds. 1.5 minutes the Double-A championship. Moving toward Elk Grove as Mimnow runs around and around in a circle on the dribble. Look at her go. Faith Mimnow.
Just get out of her way.
Electrifying the crowd, and a whistle and a foul on Richwoods. Must be frustrating to chase her around this court.
Her speed and her ball handling ability are outstanding, but it's her ability to see open players that's made her so valuable.
If that foul's on Linda Martin, that's her 5th foul. And what a tournament she's had, Linda Martin. What an aggressive, outstanding young lady. 7 out of the 10 squad members for the Lady Knights are honor students. And there goes Linda. Bench. Jan Christensen comes back into the game, number 24, a 5'8" senior. There's only 1:08 remaining, and Linda Martin scores 1 point in this game after her scoring spree earlier. We'll be back now. There's timeout on the court. One of your network sponsors is DeKalb Ag Research. It's been an exciting tournament throughout. Richwoods is down by 13 points to Elk Grove here in the Double-A championship game. The clock says 1:08 left. And at the foul line is Kathy Leiden for the Grenadiers.
She's their best free throw shooter.
They have really played well. Here's the foul shot. Good. Leiden shoots free throws at 72% and has 16 in the game.
Tremendous sportsmanship and composures of both these teams throughout the season is to be commended so highly. Both their towns and their coaches and their family can be so proud of them.
They really should be. Remember, there's only 2 teams left playing in the state of Illinois, and they're out here right now. 104. Elk Grove has a 15-point lead as Crick shoots. It's short. And here's the rebound coming down to Elk Grove. Sass clears it out to Mimnow. Mimnow moves it down the court. She stutter steps and then dribbles back outside. What a great ball handler she is. Look at her work. Finding an open spot on the court to Leiden. Now Van Haften goes to the left and Cormier to the right. 42 seconds left. Elk Grove closing in on the state championship in Double-A. The Mid-Suburban South Conference. Very, very excited right now. Van Haften has it and fouled in the middle. Peoria Richwoods had to expend so much energy in getting here against East St. Louis Lincoln. There's their fine coach with a record of 77-7. And, of course, against Chicago Marshall. You know, I wonder, you've coached, Ann, I wonder if any teams ever scrimmage 2 full games in one day when it's close to tournament time. It's such a difficult and different discipline.
It's a different thing, but it's not an unusual thing. We've played 3 games in one day, in fact, at a tournament 2 days before the regionals.
There you are. Reserves for Richwoods. Ann Ackerman, number 35 at 5'10". Shelley Johnson, 32. 31 is Chris Frank. 24, of course, Jan Christensen, and 20 is Terry Shepard. And now for Elk Grove, Chunky Brazino, number 12, getting into the game. Mimnow is still out there. 50 is Kristen Carmen coming in. Kathy Leiden goes out and gets a handshake. Coming in now, Karen Hellier, 32, as you see on your screen. There's the jubilation and celebration on the bench of Elk Grove Village. A deserving quintet. Here's 32, Karen Hellier now checking in. And there goes Robin Cormier off the court.
I think we should mention that 2 of these players are going to be going to China to represent the United States in a junior Olympic type situation with Marshall Gordon as their coach this summer from Elk Grove. So it's going to be quite a summer for them.
Fantastic. Free throw is in by Lori Van Haften. Now we're going to get yet another reserve in the game. Now Mimnow's going to come out, and Lori Giuliano embraces little Faith Mimnow as he goes out into the arms of her teammates, state champions in Double-A. Amazing scenes. I hope you'll stay with us for the award presentations that follow this game to these wonderful squads. Here's the next free throw by Van Haften. It's good. It's 50-33 with 30 seconds to go. Now for Richwoods. Terry Shepard in the backcourt there. Terry Shepard moves to the right side to Christensen. Over to Shelley Johnson. There's a shot up by Shepard. Too hard off the glass. Rebound comes down to Elk Grove, and a foul on Chris Frank, 31.
That homecoming parade for Elk Grove is going to be for the state championships. Again, it's going to meet at Devon and Arlington Heights Road between 1:30 and 2. And then they'll have the heartwarming welcome at the high school gym at 2 p.m.
All right, now coming into the game, 40, Yoshi Tabashida for Elk Grove. And at the foul line, Chunky Brazino, 5'2" senior. Now coming on is 20, Debbie Pasco. And out, Kristen Carmen. It must be an amazing feeling to win a state championship. Must be an amazing feeling just to play in one.
I know how hard that they've worked, as all these coaches and teams have, and any team that gets there deserves it, and they've worked hard to get here.
Rosino's free throw doesn't go, and the rebound is out of bounds to Elk Grove. They're still going to get one more reserve in the game. This is going to be 42, Kim Kobus, a 5'4" junior. And now somebody has to come out. It's Chunky Brazino, number 12. And she did. A pike position dive into the hands of her teammates. Here's a shot way outside by Elk Grove, not good. Richwoods has the rebound. Ann Ackerman clears. Over to Shelley Johnson, 3-2. This one's all over now. It's in the books, and Elk Grove Village is your state AA champion. Congratulations to both Elk Grove and Peoria Richwoods. We'll be back in just a moment. We'll continue with our post-game activity following these messages. One of the graduates of Elk Grove Village is Stephanie Farsi, who is in the movie Heaven Can Wait. It's heaven for Elk Grove Village out here right now. They're the state champion from AA. And now let's go to the public address announcer at the Assembly Hall, Tom Trent, for the awards to these two wonderful teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to midcourt for the presentation of the first and second place team and individual awards for the 1981 Girls Class AA State Basketball Tournament. Making the presentations will be members of the Illinois High School Association Board of Directors and administrative staff. Presenting medallions to the squad members of the second place team will be Mr. John Dowling of Watseka High School in Watseka, who serves the IHSA as Vice President of the Board of Directors, and LeVere Astroff, who serves the IHSA as the Executive Secretary. At this time, please meet the Lady Knights of Peoria Richwoods High School, who finished the 1981 season in second place. Their final record, 30 wins, just 2 losses. The principal of the school is Robert Beato. The head coach of the Lady Knights, Mary Kay Hungate. Assistant coach, Ralph Gallo. Number 10, Tracy Crick. Number 12, Paula Busher. Number 20, Terry Shepard. Number 22, Linda Martin. Number 24, Jan Christensen. Number 31, Chris Frank. Number 32, Shelley Johnson. Number 34, Kendra Gantt. Number 35, Ann Ackerman. Number 40, Allison Hart. Manager, Jody Copley. And manager, Heidi Adams. Presenting medallions to the squad members of the first place team will be Mr. Ray Collier of Aurora East High School in Aurora, who serves the IHSA as treasurer, and Dr. Nicholas Manos of Niles West High School in Skokie, who serves the IHSA as a member of the Board of Directors. At this time, please meet the Grenadiers of Elk Grove Village, who finished the 1981 season in first place Their final record, 31 wins, just 1 loss. The principal of the school, Donald Fife. The head coach of the Grenadiers, Marcia Gordon. Assistant coach, Dave Jacobson. Number 10, Lori Giuliano. Number 12, Chunky Brazino. Number 14, Faith Mimnaugh. Number 20, Debbie Pasco. Number 22, Beth Sass. Number 24, Lori Van Haften. Number 32, Karen Hellier. Number 34, Kathy Leiden. Number 40, Yoshi Kabashita. Number 42, Kim Kobus. Number 44, Robin Cormier. Number 50, Kristen Carmen. Manager, Jill Blix. Manager, Shelley Schreiber. Athletic Director, Robert Tipsward. Now the second place trophy will be presented by Dr. Joseph Sergio of Steinmetz High School in Chicago, who serves the IHSA as the president of the board of directors. Will head coach Mary Kay Hungate and the captains of the Lady Knights please step forward to receive your second place trophy. Mr. Sergio, please. Now the first place trophy will be presented by Charlene Bremberg, who serves the IHSA as Assistant Executive Secretary. Will head coach Marcia Gordon and the captains of the Grenadiers please step forward to get your trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, your first and second place winners in the 1981 AA Girls Tournament.
A magic moment for young competitors and young athletes as Elk Grove Village captures the state championship. Peoria Richwoods finishes second. Chicago Marshall won third place, and Niles West won fourth place. Now let's take a look at the final scoring statistics. First of all, for Peoria Richwoods, they were led in scoring by Allison Hart with 11, Crick with 6, Gantt 7, Paula Busher 6, Martin 1, and Christensen 2. That's the 33 points for Peoria Richwoods. Scoring for Elk Grove, Kathy Leiden, the leader at 17, Cormier 13, Sass with 10, Van Haften with 8, Mimnaugh 2, and everybody else on the squads played on both teams. So it was an exciting game for a long time, broken open finally by Elk Grove, who finished 21 out of 44 shooting. That's 48%. 8 out of 12 foul shooting, 26 rebounds over Richwoods 24, 12 turnovers, Richwoods 21. The Lady Knights shot 38% on 12 of 32, 9 of 13 free throws, and 69% there. So there's your team statistics, and Elk Grove comes out the victor by a final score of 50-33. The crowd is still staying around at the Assembly Hall, enjoying the aftermath from Elk Grove and Peoria Richwoods, of course, being rewarded. And now let's go down, if we can, to the floor, where Jim Turpin is with the coach of the winners.
Okay, thank you very much, Frank Mazzoni. This is indeed the coach of the winners. Got the game ball and everything, Marcia. Congratulations to you.
Thank you very much. It's just great. This is great.
Did you think, when I talked to you before the ball game, did you have an inclination that you're going to win it? And did you really feel like you were going to win the championship? Or what kind of feelings do you have going into those ball games?
Going into this ball game, I really had confidence we could win it with our defense, and I think that's what did it for us tonight. We shut them off in all kinds of spots, and I figured out our defense would really mess them up, and it did.
Marsha, I've gotten to watch you build that program in Elk Grove, and you are truly #1 right now. I'm very happy for you, and we'd like to extend our congratulations.
Thanks much. Thanks much.
What was all that goings on at the end there? It looked like you got your team together for something a little bit solemn at the end after you got the trophy and all.
A little bit, just a little bit of thanks.
Nice going. You did a terrific job. You should be very, very proud. And I understand you remember the homecoming plans, Ann?
Yes, I believe they're meeting at Arlington Heights Road, and I can't remember the other street now, but 1:30 and 2 o'clock. And they're going to meet at 2 o'clock at the Elk Grove Gym to meet the state champions from Elk Grove High School with a T-shirt that now has no tape on it.
That's right.
Well, tell us about the T-shirt. I didn't learn about that just tonight. What's that all about?
One of my players from last year that graduated off my team, she made a T-shirt that had tape covered. It has MSO champs on it, regional champs, and each time we won a division, she pulled off a piece of tape.
And tonight you pulled off the final piece of tape. Is that it?
State champs, right.
Okay. Let's get some of your players over here if we can. Let's get some of the people that play. Look, you look like you're all worn out.
I am.
What's your feeling right now? How do you feel? Is there any way to describe it at all?
No, I don't know. I want to cry. I'm so happy, but I can't cry. I don't know. It's great.
Here, Ann, why don't you talk to some of them?
Kathy Lyden, you were the key. You were the Linda Martin of Elk Grove Village. Your shots early in the first half, you weren't able to capitalize, but you put them in tonight.
Well, the last 2 games I shot really bad, and I said I got to do it tonight, and everybody did great. Everybody did great.
Team feeling on this team is unbelievable. What's been the key to that?
Closeness. We are really close. Our team's really close.
I've seen so much hugging go around. We've got all of them around here back here. Want to get a couple more of them in here if we can? Bring in Van Hampton here. You had a key basket down there in the 3rd quarter. When you hadn't gone to the hoop much, you decided to take it by yourself. When did you decide to go?
I don't know. I just decided to. I thought it's just an open shot, and I just went up for it, and I got the foul, threw the foul, so it was tough. But we hustled all night long. We just knew we could do it, and I knew from the beginning of the game that we were going to do it, and we did it.
You have tremendous composure. It's unbelievable what you all have done this year with small leads, big leads, doesn't matter what you do. You got in there the last out of field to play in the state championship team.
Excellent, man. Scrubs raw, I swear, they're great.
Chucky Brazino, you've been the super sub here for this Elk Grove team. You came in and you've done the spark plug. You've been the ball handler when need be. How'd you feel coming in to help out Faith Nim now?
Felt great. It's great. Seeing all those people and everything is just fantastic.
I love seeing all the little people do so well.
All right for the little people.
I'm going to give it back to hear you, Jim.
Well, Ann, why don't we just have them come by one for one? At least they can, you can identify them. They can at least give their names and get them on camera. What do you say about that?
Terrific. Let's have you come up here and introduce yourself and say anything that you'd like to right here.
Hi, Mom. Mark Giuliano, Elk Grove rules. We are the best. Yeah!
And the other redhead on the team.
Kristen Carmen, this is the best group of kids I've ever been with in my life.
Kristen Carmen was a key sub coming in for Robin Cormier when she was in foul trouble. Oh my goodness, there seems to be this person underneath that hat. I don't know who's under there. This young lady. Who are you, young lady?
Magic Mims.
Magic Mims, and I understand that you've had some T-shirts with this little saying on top. Would you like to explain? Did you ever see a Gren whale?
It's our artist.
Thank you. Thank you. Are you an artist or just a feeling that you had here?
Pardon? An artist.
You are an artist. You design it.
Yeah.
When did these come into being?
Well, I made a sign. I'm losing my voice. I sound really funny. But I made it. I made a sign and somebody stole it. And so I made another one, and then we made shirts. We silk screen. Thanks, Mr. McLean and Miss Tracy Kahn.
Let's get this T-shirt here that we were talking about. Tracy Kahn was the past player that did, and there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of tape on here. There are none.
Because we're dead.
Let's let them go. Let's get Marcia back in here for just a moment. That's kind of a wild group you got there, Marcia, but I know they're very, very happy, and I think one of the things that we sometimes overlook are the people that make the other sacrifices, such as the parents and others in the community. I know I'm a parent of a player myself, and what happens is that sometimes you know, there are the meals to fix, there's a disruption of the schedules and all those kinds of things.
Yeah, the parents with us this year have followed us to all our games. They've brought their friends, and their friends have brought more friends because they say we're fun to watch. And this group of kids has worked so hard. They work from beginning to end of every ball game and every practice, and it's no wonder they made it here.
Well, once again, our congratulations to you. Thank you very much, and I know you got some other people waiting for you. Nice going.
Thank you very much.
Well, Ann, why don't you come on in, and Frank, I don't know what else to say about this tremendous tournament. What were your impressions, Frank? I know you're up from the Peoria way, and I, for one, when the ball game began, didn't think it was going to be one-sided like that. I expected a very, very close game.
Well, I think it became that way only late, of course. Maybe the final score doesn't indicate how close the game really was. You have to give both these teams a lot of credit. One of the things I think that you have to keep remembering is that coming into the tournament, two of the teams that were rated at the top of the heap were East St. Louis Lincoln and Chicago Marshall. And Peoria Richwoods had to go after both of those teams and exert a lot of energy in two very physical games. And I'm not sure that Peoria Richwoods had everything left in the title game that they normally would have. Take nothing away from Elk Grove. They came to play hard, they did, and they won. I was just over here a little bit ago while I was making my way to the floor here, and the players for Elk Grove, before they came over here, ran to the stands, and brothers and sisters and moms and dads and grandparents and aunts and uncles. It was really a special scene, and little Faith Mimnow walked up to the railing, and her brother, who is a big young man, scooped her right up and held her with her feet 5 feet off the floor for a full 2 or 3 minutes, and that's how all these players have to be feeling, their feet off the floor. What a wonderful job they did.
You know, Ann, could it be that the top bracket was a little bit overlooked? You know, everyone talked about, well, all the power teams are in the bottom bracket. Could be that Elk Grove just sneaked in there.
I think it's just like it's happening in all college basketball and high school basketball throughout the nation this year. You're getting so much parity in basketball that you cannot predict. It's just a question of who is tops at that point and who's playing well and who wants it the most.
Coming to join us now is Don Robinson of the Illinois High School Association staff, who is in charge of, among other things, the officials and in charge of basketball tournaments. Don, what were your impressions? It looked to me like the crowd picked up a little bit tonight.
Well, I think probably tonight was the best crowd. I haven't seen any numbers, Jim, but I was very pleased. Elk Grove had a good crowd here. They were a nice, noisy crowd. So did Richwoods, and, you know, they're both fine teams, and well, they should be back.
Do you see any changes in the format of the girls' tournament? We're now playing, bringing both the A and the double A down here on the same weekend, which makes for an awful lot of games.
Well, it's certainly a strenuous schedule. I don't think there's any question about that. Not so much for the kids, really, but for the people who have to do the work here. The working press, the staff in the association, the people at the Assembly Hall. It is a grind, and quite honestly, Jim, we've been doing a lot of talking about it, but, you know, we just haven't come to a realistic schedule that will still bring 8 teams from both Class A and Class AA on the same weekend. So, you know, we may have to, you know, do some more evaluating. Obviously, we will, and either bring 4 teams or go to 2 weekends or stay with the grinding schedule. Personally, I don't like the semifinals being played at 9 o'clock in the morning. I think those are probably, by and large, the best basketball games, and, you know, competitively anyhow, and they're being played at probably the poorest time.
There are also some talk around, you hear it every year about state tournament time, that 2 classes is not enough, that maybe we ought to go to more than that. Is that just talk, or is that being considered at all?
Well, it's talk more than anything. We had a movement last year to go to 4 classes, Jim, and you know, I don't think most people feel that that's very feasible. I think probably, you know, third is more talking than it would be going to it. I know the wrestlers are very strong for a 3rd class, but I'm not sure it'll happen in these days of travel. When we increase classes, we increase travel, and school administrators are not really excited about that. So, you know, my judgment at this time would be that we would not change.
One of the things we should point out, I guess, is the last 3 weekends, the boys A, the boys AA, and the girls A and AA, just a part of the television package. We're getting a lot more things on. People are getting to see some sports that they hadn't seen before.
Yeah, that's true. We're very happy with our network this year. We feel like you people have done an excellent, outstanding job for us, and the programs that we've instituted this year, we feel have been very well received and very well covered.
Thank you, Don. Appreciate it very much. We're going to try to wrap it up here. Thank you very much. Congratulations on a great tournament. Well, Frank, any final thoughts here in the last minute? We got 1 minute to go.
Okay, Jim, just one, and that would be about the fans here. We've talked a lot about players and coaches and all the rest, but something special happens at the Assembly Hall every March. People come from all over the state of Illinois. They support their teams. They're excited. They make it for me. It's an honor and a privilege, I think, for all of us to be able to bring the games. But the fans here in the Assembly Hall and those who are watching, listening, and reading at home, we'd like to salute them, too, because they're a very special part of this whole affair.
Very, very well said. Ann Penstone, any final thoughts from you?
I enjoy this so much because we get to showcase the talent of the girls that have worked so hard and the people that have made it possible for them.
And I know you think they're just getting better and better and better, aren't they?
You can't deny it. They're tremendous.
That's it from the Assembly Hall. I'm Jim Turpin for Frank Bissoni and Ann Penstone, Elk Grove, the champion. We'll see you next year.
You've been watching another Illinois High School Association championship event. Your network hosts have been DeKalb Ag Research and the more than 750 local DeKalb dealers supplying Illinois farmers with quality hybrid seed. And Country Companies Insurance and the nearly 1,000 country